Hey everyone. I'm trying to do commentary for first time on a vid. So this one doesn't have Max Merlocks or Pirates, so I think um, Dragons here are gonna be very strong, and Ysera with the revamp is extremely strong. Illidan is good with beasts from as far as I'm concerned, just because of the mecha. Akazam is fine. I'll try to make a video over it, and I already have a Reno, so I decided to go with Ysera here, easy. What we look for is the chroma wings, preferably a pair. We might want to, we might not want to triple them afterwards, but that's up to the game and the shops. I don't pick, of course, red whelp on first one. It's better to take a token. Our aim is to level on 3 and 4, turns 3 and 4, which is 5 and 6 gold, and trying to get a couple of pairs. Trying to get the pair first of all. Um, we got a chrome wing here, although we do have the bacon. Now bacon makes chrome wing much better. So as you can see, I'm just twirling this everything around, and that's why the token is so good. You double sell, you buy two. First run, we don't need more than that. I could have sold it, but right now, the economy of the third turn could allow me to sell the bacon, and since we are three and to 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 level, we buy one, and since I don't have other, I'm taking the red whelp. I don't like it. I have to say I don't like red whelps, but sometimes they just mesh together well. Early game they're fine, then the late game they lose much height, and all they can do is pop some divine shields. So we're coming up on the third turn, we're pretty good, and now we level. There is an argument to keep the couple of other dragons and have a pair. Personally, there's no reason to do it as far as I'm concerned when you have another turn and you can get Bronze Warden or Torigosas. With both of them are fascinatingly, definitely better. The fascinating choice here is Twala because I like a taunt to not have something sniped before I do the Nadina or the Chroma Wing attack that I don't want him to fall into the wrong hands. I wanted to bash something or have my bumper sniped. So as you can see, George has a tempo board. He's gonna level to 3. Um, we get a double bronze warden. We don't need a chroma wing here. We just look for either the other pair here of chroma wing. We could take the freeze for the red whelp, but we also want a 4. We don't want to overextend tier wise. The triple to 5 is basically needless. We don't have anything at 5 that we really want. We want Razor Gore sometimes, yes, if we don't get the Tarek and the Promo Drake. We could build upon the other build, which is the old power leveling into a Razor Gore and Caligos. And if you get a double Kali, you're just zooming up and easy. And that's why with 2 Bronze Warden, that's also a good strategy. So we look at this shop and we are rewarded with a Taragosa, but it still doesn't do anything. It's still just a 4-4, and now we have the triple. And next turn we need to decide whether we want a 4 or we want a 5. Um, Again, there's an argument to take the emissary, but I don't really want the bronze warden here. What I do want is either to triple Taragosa, which makes a lot of changes to the board, because as soon as you get a promo Drake or even a spawn, it makes the board much bigger with her. The other option is just level, refresh, and get a dragon. Hopefully a tier 4 one. And well, as you can see here, it's we got a bit lucky here with that shot, and we got a bit less lucky with this shot. I take these ties, and since I don't want to triple into a 5, I'm searching for a 4. Um, Again, taking this dragon, the glyph is okay. I don't really like it. As you can see, I pick Khadgar here in order to double up the Bronze Wardens when they reborn. And this is another reason to have sort of have a taunt to distract, to have one less option of a hit to go into the Khadgar. As you will see, it's not being sniped, not so easy. I vacate some room here in case they have Acolyte. And let's see, and what I'm thinking of is let's see what's going on, and let's see how we continue from there. We don't get the best of hits here. Our opponent does get the max value from his light spawn, but as you can see, we got the max from Khadgar. Now, Enforcer is pretty good when you can make sure that it hits. You can Argus the Bronze Wardens and let them revive, and they revive into more Divine Shields, which give it another +4/+4, and then it becomes quite big early on, which is which can be cool. As you can see, I gave up the Chroma Wing. It's really needless here. I don't see Khadgar giving us any more value that I would want. And I don't like tipping 2 gold more than I like tipping, even less than I like tipping 1. But in this case, we want that triple with the leveling to 5 and get 6s. And in the 6s, we settle for Caligos, which sounds funny. It used to be get to Caligos, you win. That was pre-revamp meta, basically. Again, the Avenge here gets max value. As you can see, the board gets a lot better, easy, and we are rewarded. And now we simply go to 5 and find 6, and the turn after we find another 6. So I'm starting with Tariq here. We're instantly getting the Kagos, which means we're going to do some battle cry, and positioning here is a bit of a question. First of all, the Taragosas early must get their stats. There's no question about it. You want them around 80 plus, 80 plus before you can consider other buffs. Let's say if the Tarek is 80-80, you can put the Promodric between the Bronze Wardens. No issue about that. And as you can see, the Bronze Warden didn't really do a lot. Taragosa is carrying here, and she's not carrying enough. We're gonna lose this round, which is again fine. We don't have a lot of stats on the board, but we are getting another 6. Now, tripling into a Murazin is good only if your last opponent had dragons. Otherwise, there aren't exactly a lot of 5s that you want unless you taunted them and then you might want to buff them. You can get a Bran. Um, in this case, we have Kyrgos. I don't really care what I'm getting here. It's a +1/+1 and 1 gold back, so I'm paying 1 gold for +1/+1 or +2/+2. And as you can see, we can dance a lot with the shop. Now here, because I have 2 Promo Drakes, I put the Tarek in the middle and use one of the Bronze Wardens as a bumper. Um, I did not play Toki before, and even if I did, I couldn't know what she'd have. We got a good hit there with the Red Whelp, but in case we didn't, Taragosa is the first one to go into a minion, and as you can see, Taragosa alone overscales the board of his in his entirety, unlike with George here. Now, here the emissaries also function as a battle cry, and we got a 4th Thorigosa here. Frankly, at this stage, I remember wanting to just triple the Promo Drake, and maybe eventually also triple the Bronze Warden, although I do like having another Divine Shield on the board, especially when I don't have Nadina yet. And sometimes you don't get the Nadina, and you do need something else. So as soon as you have the smaller Taragosa, no reason to keep the big one in the middle. It's gonna get +14, +14. You want the middle one to start gaining stats, and unlike the board that we battled before, this one is far from being enough for one Taragosa to carry. We're not the 4, we need to make sure that we get stuff. Um, I like buying something before and then, because I have 3 more anyway, to plan ahead what I can do, what I can't do. We want a Pyro spawn at this stage. There are other dragons here. We have a George. As you can see, the Armageddon doesn't do much, but he is a dragon. I did skip this power spawn. I don't remember why. Basically, it was not correct. I should have frozen for it. And now you'll see what the difference is. Our opponent gets the value, and he can't do anything against the sheer size of either Torrigosa right now, even not the smallest one, the smaller one. And I'm taking the other Torrigosa because if I get another triple, it's I win. Period. All I'll need is somehow to get here Divine Shield, which means even if I need to, I'll buy the Selflesses, and all I needed to hit is once. We get the golden promo Drake here. Now, I'm pondering a few ideas of how to position this. As you can see, a 99.99 Torrigosa is enough. I don't need to put her any more buffed right now. And this is where I remember that I was saying, okay, I should have frozen for that Pyro Spawn. And seriously, I think the Caligos made me blind because I didn't have Nadina. With Nadina, this is not even close as this was, and this is not very close. But a couple more buffs and he's gaining on us. Now, Maiev is going to be a lot more buffed than we saw before, and we get Nadina, so now it's time to get battle cries and get crazy. And the other thing is we can look for stats and we can look for taunt. And that's already a question of how you want to play this. I don't really need extra buffs here. I got a I got three dragons that are going to carry here against anything and any board. Eventually, I get it. Um, I thought about Saikaigos at this juncture already. A +6/+6 to the board is, or +5/+5 actually with Nadina now is not much, and I want a vantage point. I want a pivot, and as you can see, he has a humongous unit over there, and that unit is not really doing much. As soon as she meets Tarek, and we one off here. George is gone to the ghost. Um, I don't know why that shouldn't have been. But right now we have two divine shielded Tarigosas, and we need to position this differently. Um, the choice for the last fight or last couple of fights is pretty easy since he has a divine shield with Wind Fury or Mega Wind Fury. We just need to pick up one shield out, and that's the taunt. As you can see, I moved Nadina to fourth, let the Torrigosa do their jobs, and I have no idea what he tried to do here. Um, he had the anti-taunt there, but as you can see, this is not even close any longer. And GG. I hope this helped. To